And it would be a different story if I had somebody to help me, but that just, that doesn't.
I don't know what he's
Was that a full-on non-veiled crack?
No, it's starting.
Oh, it'll
already. It's
become
already-
increasingly unveiled as we progress. So, all right, let's get started. Craft Beer Buds, it's a new week. We got new beers. We got a new panelist. Craft Beer Buds, where the palate always prevails because we don't know what we're drinking until we drank it. And I'm just going to jump right in. Mike is back. Mike
Hello.
Schramm, the Schrammosaur. Mike Schramm at Instagram, Twitter. Go ahead,
Mike
pimp yourself a little bit.
All
What are
over
you?
the place. I'm Mike Schramm on Twitter and here every week. I'm excited to be back and try some new beers.
We're excited to have you back.
Thanks.
And we have my new buddy Randy.
Sounded very official.
No,
Hola.
he's not my new buddy. He's my buddy, but he's new to the show.
Not Gilligan.
Randy, go ahead. Whatever. Introduce yourself. You got anything?
My name's Randy. I am here to try some very interesting buds.
What
And
would you say
brews.
are your tastes? What kind of beers do you enjoy? Because you were saying before Budweiser is your favorite.
No, not my favorite. Not my favorite. So it depends on what the pretense is. So band practices would be Tecate.
Randy and I are bandmates. That's
So
that's
band
the
practices
connection
Tecate
there.
to keep it light. In a nice soothing evening. A mellow IPA. I'm not really big on the really hoppy ones, but
Okay.
So a lot of the milder, a lot of lagers, hefts.
You're gonna
Things
hate
like
it.
that.
You're gonna hate it here.
Oh, absolutely.
And
I'm
of
getting better.
course- No,
Let's go. Perdonne-moi.
Oh, okay. And then, of course, we have my illustrious roommate who almost single-handedly canceled the show today. But thank you to Randy for filling in on short notice.
And actually, he's much hotter than Liz. Liz, we're putting a little thing out here for you. Liz, hold on.
No, I didn't shave.
There you
but
go.
I didn't shave.
Already out of control.
No, and we're sober,
haven't even
by the way.
started
We
drinking.
haven't started drinking.
Yeah.
I think the best thing is that we just start
Start
in
drinking.
on the beer.
Let's go.
So, Mike, tell us about your beer. What do you got going here? This is, in case this is your first episode, this is blind taste testing. We don't know what we're drinking. That's why we have the beer sock. And take it. I'll let you go from there.
Sure. So I found this. I did another grocery store run today. I have not reached out to like new breweries or anything like that. This is one that I have not tried. It's kind of in a vein that I tend to like, but I'm interested to see what everyone has to say. I don't know.
Let's
It's brand
do it.
new for all of us. So I'll pour for myself first. Apparently, very gracious.
That's fine.
Absolutely.
It's your beer. Do with
you
it
pouring?
what you will.
The
Just
official
make
pour.
sure there's some left by the time it gets back to
We'll
me.
do our best.
Oh, and in case you didn't notice,
nutshell.
the audio should be markedly
Sir?
better now because I just went ahead and spent money that I really don't have to get a second wireless system so that everyone can be mic'd up.
investing.
So,
Instead, you're going to have to do plasma to get your new set of bass strings.
yeah, there you go.
But that also proves that we have not been paid for any
Ooh.
of this.
Least of all myself.
It's just us doing it. So we are independent judges of
Independent.
That's right. No one is paying us, but if someone wants to, we are all about
We
it.
are for sale.
Yes.
Wow, this has got a great smell.
You like it?
It does,
Yeah.
actually.
Wow, that's
So
very interesting.
it's not.
It's got that beery smell, but I smell like berries or something. In
Yeah,
it.
it's
Yep.
definitely.
Yeah, berries. Yep.
There is
That's
a berry
very
flavor
interesting.
to it.
Ooh.
Very interesting.
Ooh, I like it.
It's pretty
Wow.
So,
rich
and Randy,
beer.
since Randy's new to the equation, just to let you know, and we try and go one at a time. It's better if, and this to everybody, if we talk over each other as little as possible, just because it makes it easier in editing. But yeah, you just. How's it smell to you? Taste the smell notes, tasting notes, and I think I'd like to introduce a new thing where I think everyone should try and guess the style and guess the ABV. I just because that's a pretty interesting thing about guessing how much alcohol's in
On
there.
the style,
That's gonna-
I have no options on the style.
It's beer. I'm saying that because I called the shot on the Dude IPA so well that I'm
true, yeah.
feeling.
So the ABV
you know,
is basically the
Alcohol by volume.
Right.
Yep. So it's the amount of how strong it is. How
Hey, let me educate you because IBU is International Bitterness Units
There
or
you
something
go.
like that, which
Exactly
I don't
right,
know.
yeah.
if
which is
that-
more of the
I don't know. I just
harder
learned that
IPAs.
one last
Yeah,
week,
yeah.
so I had ABV
I'm
from
def-
the week before.
IBU is more taste, right? To the bitterness of the beer, how strong it is, versus the actual alcohol content.
Oh yeah. No, the IBU is independent. I mean, I'm sure Yeah, they're independent. I don't think the amount of alcohol is what affects the bitterness. Normally it's the hops and
There's a bunch of master brewers watching. They're all shaking their heads.
You guys are the biggest idiots in the world.
And I always say, if you...
Yeah, but we represent the mass majority.
That's the idea. But if there are any master brewers who want to come here and ridicule us in person, feel free to come out. We're open to ridicule.
Oh, I know what style this is. What do you guys think? What's your guess for...
Who's going to go first? Mike, go ahead down on the...
Okay, well, first of all, the smell, I think I covered that a little bit. It's got a little bit of a berry smell. I actually really, really like the smell. The taste, solid. It tastes just like it smells, which is kind of... We had one last week where it was such a difference between the two. This tastes just like... I really, really like this, which is unusual for a darker beer if it's not my style, but cool. I don't know what the style is. ABV is not very strong, I don't think. I think this is kind of a, like maybe a 6.
Yeah, it's a little weaker. It's not a super strong beer. It's also not super thick. It's not like a stout.
I like this.
I know what style it is, but it's not a stout. It's definitely lighter than that. So what do you think, Jay?
It's very interesting. I know that I've never had this. I definitely get the berry on the nose. Berry, maybe a little kind of sweet malt as well. I think if I had to guess looking at this, it's probably some kind of porter. It's definitely not a stout. It's not thick enough to be a stout. And that mouthfeel is pretty thin and not in a bad way. It just comparatively to
it
some
just
of the
goes
other
down
stuff.
nice and easy.
Yeah, it's easy drink for sure.
It's a nice, easy drinking beer.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll say it's a porter. And I would put the ABV, I would say like 4.8 to 5.2 maybe.
All right, I'm going to go with 6.2. That's my exact number.
Okay. I don't know what the ABV is offhand, but I do think it's kind of lower. It's definitely,
Okay, so
definitely not a
wait,
super strong beer.
so Mike, I want to keep records here. So Mike, what did you call the ABV?
Bless you.
I'm going to say it's 6.2.
No, too high.
What do you mean no?
I'm saying I'll go ahead with the higher end. I said 4.8 to 5.2, but that's cheating. I'll just go ahead with 5. Call it right in the middle.
I feel like we're about to do the Price is Right. I'm going to
Yeah.
bet $1.
That's what it is.
That's it.
Jay missed by a tenth of a point.
Did he really?
On the one he
That's
called.
why I want to do that, because
Sure,
I hit
documentation.
one. Of course, I probably won't hit another one, but I got that one.
You got
So
that
it's
one.
like,
We're all
okay,
over the
well,
map,
let's
and
incorporate
he
that
said,
into
you
the
said
show.
like 8.5 and it was like 8 or 9.1.
No, it was the dude, and I said 9.5, and I think it was 9.4.
Yeah.
Nailed it, yeah.
Randy, what you got?
I agree with the berry. The smell is really nice, and it's definitely not a stout. I mean, when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, here we go. It's going to be some of the hoppy. It's super light. It reminds me, it has the tongue taste of a lager almost to me. It really does. I mean, it's light.
I might be
crisp,
going off the deep
which
end
is,
calling it a porter.
Yeah, and I'm definitely saying it's light. I'm going to go 5.1. I'm going to go 5.1 on that.
This doesn't feel very
Doing the Price is
craft
Right
beery,
technique
though, to be honest with
is
you.
Randy.
It feels more like something, I think I might have even had this before, which is interesting. I never say that.
It reminds me of one we had for the Super Bowl last year. It was an amber, but this has got a little bit more body to it. But the taste is amazing. Really,
It is really good.
It does not. That's how you can tell it's a little bit lighter too, because it does not have that aftertaste. And that's one of the things that, unless I'm sitting down really looking at drinking a beer, that this is what I would rather have.
So, and then, so obviously we can't really question you on the style, etc. Is there anything else you want to say about the beer? And you said you didn't look at the ABV, so do you want to
I didn't look at the ABV. I don't know the ABV. I like the beer a lot. I agree with you. The berries have come right out, and you're exactly right. It is, even from the name of it, I know there's berries in there. It is lighter than a porter. It doesn't really line up with the porter.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say about the lager. We'll see what you guys think of that when we reveal it. I think it's great. I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna say 2.5. It's a solid beer. I really like it. I've never had it before, but knowing what it is, it lines right up with that, and I think it's done really well. So.
Yeah, and we rate them 1 to 3, and you can
0
use...
to 3, right?
I'm sorry, 0 to 3.
And we're going to only go, I think, quarter increments, right?
Quarter
increments. Yeah, that's
yeah.
the it's getting kind of silly.
Sure. Yeah. And did I say ABV? I'll do 4.6.
Wow. All right.
Hey, you're feeling a little bit nervous. That came from him, and he's going low.
What's the price?
He's going
What's
low.
the price for winning?
Exactly.
Just
what you get
not
paid
having
for
to come
being
back.
on the show.
More beer, right? Okay, I'm
more
good either
beer.
way.
Salary
Right or
gets
wrong, I'm getting more beer.
It
So.
was doubled salary for the show.
All right, so Randy, you want to give it a rating here?
You know, I mean, if I had to go back from what I would normally my palate is used to, I would say 2.7.
Wow.
No,
Really?
well then it's got to be either
7.5.
2.5 or
Push it at
2.75.
You said I thought quarter point increments.
Yeah.
Right, 2.75.
0.7 is not.
I meant 2.75.
Randy, by the way, is a
Excuse
math
me.
teacher at the
Yes.
local high school.
I was just gonna say Randy is a.
I might take my.
I thought I added the 500s on
I think
that
he's an
part
actuary,
of that.
actually, by trade.
2.75. Because I like
That
the.
is.
I
okay.
did.
So just so you know, on the rating scale, a 3 is what is it? It knocks you off your seat.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Lift you up.
kind of the thing we've been saying. A 3 has got to lift you off, but
Okay.
it's up to you.
Well, and
It's
here's
your
why I'm
own-
going to say that. Because I am going to go out when the sock has been revealed, I'm going to stop and get a couple of those
Something
beers.
you do
Because
not
this
get.
is something, yeah, I mean, this is, depending on what the APV is will determine, is this a practice beer? Is this a sitting beer?
Right.
Or is this I'm going to give it to my wife beer so she will
Just,
go on
just
about
to
her
give
business?
further definition, a practice beer is, as it sounds, when we rehearse, there are beers that you drink when you rehearse so that you can function.
and get through an entire set.
Yeah, they're sessionable, in other words.
sessionable.
Session
There you go.
beers.
It is a very sessionable beer. Or
Yeah.
it could be, has the potential.
Okay, so we have what do we have over here?
So did you?
I haven't given
you
it anything.
2.5?
He had 2.5.
2.5, 2.75.
You said you liked it.
I like it. I'm between 2.25 and 2.5, so I'm debating on. I'm gonna go with 2.25. I like it. I would definitely drink it again. I would theoretically buy something if I was gonna buy beer ever. Most of the boys buy it for me. Like Mike took me out the other night, and
You're welcome.
yes. But anyway, but I do
awfully
like
nice
it.
of
I would say a good 2.25. It's not something that I go, wow, this is amazing, but it's good.
Okay, we get it. Let's move on.
So anyway,
I'm going to have to, I think, retract my porter statement. It's too light to be a porter, but that's kind of cheating, so I guess I'll be saddled with that. But I will give it a solid 2.5. Really well balanced. The berry is there, but not overpowering. And yeah, just a good sessionable beer that, good for a warm day in SoCal. So I'll say 2.5 as well. It's good beer. I like it.
All right, so high ratings all the way around.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever seen this happen here before. The beer's all gone. We have
Well, the
there's some in
first
the bottle
beer,
still.
the first beer
First beer
tends to
disappear
go
quick.
really
All right,
fast.
Makes sense.
it's when you get to that third one with the little things dripping around, and there we go. Is this thing supposed to taste like this? Those are the ones that sit there.
People aren't so much. Well, high scores in general. We ready to reveal it?
Yeah, bust her
I'm
out.
really curious
I'm
on this one.
anxious.
This is a Lost Coast Raspberry Brown. It's a
It is
brown
brown.
ale.
Oh,
It's from Lost
clearly
Coast,
it's
which I
brown.
believe is right around here.
It's brown.
Well, that's why I wanted to go for a porter.
And it is the raspberry, right? Yeah.
It's raspberry.
It
Yep.
had to be
It's
the raspberry.
raspberry brown from Lost Coast Brewery. Where is Lost Coast? It's around here somewhere. Right? Eureka, California. It's a little bit north of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I like one of my favorite
NorCal.
beers is a cherry beer, which I will not name because I do want to hopefully
We
bring
can
it
bring
in.
it one day.
I want to hopefully surprise you guys with it at some point. But yeah, one of my favorite beers is a cherry beer. I saw this one. I was like, I'll try the raspberry brown. It's solid. It's a
Yeah,
really
that
good
is.
brown ale.
No,
Yeah.
good pick.
Absolutely
and
good
actually,
pick.
you have picked some good beers right along. I
Well,
don't
I have
think
one
you
more
brought it.
today, which I'm excited to show you guys. So we'll see how that goes. But I guess in the future, maybe I'll have to pick some.
Nobody
bad
said
beers.
chocolate.
See where we
So I'm
go.
reading
Is there
it.
chocolate in
Yeah,
this
it's.
Ah.
I was gonna say a little bit of
This is
a
a chocolate
nut type,
brown-
but I guess it's the chocolate that gives it because it's very
Here's
subtle.
the description. It's a chocolate brown ale with the essence of ripe red raspberries, made with melted barley, chocolate, caramel
Malted
malts.
barley.
Yeah, there's your,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You don't melt barley. I don't
See,
think.
from now on, don't.
you say milked barley?
He said melted barley.
did I say
don't
melt?
either.
Oh well, reading is. I'm an English teacher, so
What's the-
he's a math teacher. I'm an English teacher.
What's the
Don't
ABV?
give him bottles.
I
to
can't read
read.
the ABV. My eyes
It's
suck
too
so
small
bad.
for me to even read anyway without the
It
the
says it
cheaters
has alcohol
on.
in it. That's all
Hey,
I can
that's-
read.
There
Yeah.
is alcohol
Then that
there.
just
Okay.
bumped up your rating right off the bat.
I don't even see that.
I didn't see it on there.
It's not even listed.
Oh, it's got to be there somewhere.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
near beer.
Yeah, it's no
It's
alcohol.
no alcohol. Why am I feeling
See
so?
what you think?
Let's see.
I don't see it on there. Maybe it's non-alcoholic.
Professor
yeah.
All right, we need to bust out the internet to look it up now.
Some soda that I found for you guys apparently.
How can that is actually amazing to me? How in this day and
Other
age
side, maybe?
do you make a beer and not put the alcohol?
We're going to
content?
check with Siri here. Hold
I
on.
mean, there's
Here
a
we go.
tremendous number of beer drinkers.
We're going to
out
the
there
phone.
that-
We're going to Google.
What's the name of
that
it?
make
Lost
their
Coast?
choice based on alcohol. Hey,
Raspberry.
anybody else want some of this?
I would like some of that.
All right, then I'll only take a little.
Just pass it over.
Pass her down there.
Raspberry Brown ABV 6.5.
Oh,
Hello.
wow!
I'm sorry, what was that?
6.5.
That is 6 point. Okay, now that's a sneaky beer.
That
That
is.
one will get you in trouble because it tastes totally sessionable.
So that is going to have to be a post gig or
Post-gig
post
beer.
practice.
Yeah, that's you don't want to drink that while you're.
I'm sorry, and so
rehearsing.
who was closest on the ABV? I can't recall. What was that? Everyone laughed at
Oh
my
gosh,
high
we lost the
ABV?
scores.
Salud.
The scores are gone, actually.
Yeah,
that was
actually,
good call,
actually,
good
I'm
call.
not even writing Mike's
Salud.
scores down.
he's just acting like he was. There's no ink in that pen.
Those cameras don't work. They're just empty bottles.
So the beer neophyte who knows absolutely nothing, everyone just ridiculed when I said, what did I say, 6.2? I was actually low. So just keep that one in mind because I
And
actually
you
got
know what?
something right.
Keep that in mind.
You know, as you
It
get
is
down,
low.
after it settles, I think that the first initial open, when it's still, because like I said, it's more of it reminded me lager-ish because it had a little bit more pizzazz to it, a little bit lighter. Now as it settles, now you're starting to taste and get a little bit more heaviness.
Well,
You had to have paid
as
attention.
It,
We're-
it
must have missed
opens
the
up a
heaviness.
little as it warms.
This is really
and
good. I
it
really
does
enjoyed it.
change.
Yeah, that was a good beer.
Good
beer,
choice.
though,
I'm definitely gonna, absolutely. Do we 6.5?
6.5.
It's a strong. It sneaks up on you.
Yeah,
You're
that's
exactly right.
that's definitely not
That's
a.
good.
I'm going to kick off the beginning of practice, with that in my little holster by my mic stand for sure.
You have two of those, and
Well,
practice gets
only
really
if everyone else who's watching you is drinking it, it's okay too because no one's
Well,
gonna
true
notice.
that, yeah. Well,
Everybody has a
it's
good
the
time.
drive back that always gets me.
Yeah.
That's why we're going to start splitting up practice. Jay just doesn't know this, that the house is set up for literal plug and play. So
That's a whole nother story.
Okay.
It's for another web series. So that's it. That's Monday's beer. Another good pick by our buddy Mike Schramm. And that's it. Craft Beer Buds. Drawing a blank. How do I close the show?
Or the palate.
No, that's how I open the show.
with the palate,
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
drinking,
yeah.
but whenever possible.
One beer is all it's taken.
6.7 is really strong.
but it makes me 4 people.
Okay, so, but the closing is, if you're going to punish your liver,
There you
make
go.
it count, and wherever possible, drink it where they brewed it, and we'll see you next time.
And support your
Cheers.
local
Thanks,
brewery.
Jim.
You got that.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
There you go.
Show's over.
Peace.
Peace. We'll see you next time. Thanks.
Yeah, that was really nice.